is the royal register for all those that took part in the construction of the wall. Chapter 3 is the listing of the brave men and women that responded to their great need of the day. I feel in my spirit that as we get into this study, this teaching study, and we're breaking it down and we're dissecting it and we're consuming it, and God is challenging us in His Word to get involved even more than we are to ensure that our part is done, my part is done, because if we don't, we're going to miss the great harvest that's going to wrap up this dispensation of time. It's going to wrap it up. It's going to wrap it up. Many, many, many of our old elder men and women that have passed on and gone spoke prophetically, saying, in the last days, there will be a revival unlike any. He did say that the older house will way outshine the first house. And he didn't say that so that we could get prideful. He's just telling us, and he's reminding us that the work is going to be so much greater. But now listen to me. It's going to depend on you. And it's going to depend on me. We are not given all the information that we would like to have sometimes. So I don't know if Nehemiah posted a big bulletin board at one of the crossroads of town and got up on a large rock and said, I want your attention, brothers and sisters of Jerusalem. I don't know how he went about doing it. I don't know if he broke it down in sections and said, who will take this section? Who will take this gate? We don't know how he facilitated that. All we're given is chapter 3. Of course, we're given, I believe it is 13 chapters, just going by memory, in the book of Nehemiah. But all we're given is the register of who said, I'll take a part. And not only is their name recorded in heaven, but it's recorded in the Word of God, which is the greatest book in the history of the world, for all the world to read. Some 2,500 years, or even more now, later, we're still reading their names, and we're still reading what they did. Now think with me for just a moment how nice it would have been, and I don't know if he had a great plaque made up and put on one of the sections of the wall in commemoration of all these individuals, but I can see a son, a grandson, a daughter, a granddaughter walking someone along the walls of Jerusalem and saying, right here's the part that my daddy done. My daddy and my mama done this part right here. They started right over there, and I can see a sense of, in a good way, I can see a sense of pride getting a hold of them as they're describing to their friends, my daddy done that right there. And my mama helped mix the concrete. She helped mix the mud. I can see it. I don't know how all of this, I don't know how Nehemiah facilitated all of that. All I know is that somebody's hand went up. Somewhere, somebody's hand went up and said, well, I'll take this part here. I'll take this part. I've said this, but I'm going to say it again so you'll get the gist of this. The distance around the wall at Nehemiah's day, now they've been added on different things, but the distance around the wall during Nehemiah's day was 2.5 miles. 2.5 miles. So obviously, if you're working on one side of the wall, say on the western side, you don't get to see your brother or your sister over on the eastern side. They're possibly many miles, a mile away and a lot of stones away. The height of the walls was a staggering 39.3 feet high. Now, I have learned since going back over this and reading it, because that's a staggering amount. That's a staggering amount. Like I said, that's 30 feet from the floor to the crown. It was another 10 feet beyond that. Don't do it now, but if you read chapter 4, somewhere around about verse 7, it tells you they completed the work, but only to the half thereof. So I got a little bit clearer picture. What that means is they secured the city, but the wall, they made themselves an agreement to let's first secure the city, let's make sure everybody's safe, and they went 20 feet high all the way around. The other 19.3 was added later, but you can read that, but just don't read it now. But I'm just giving you that. The average width of the wall. Hello back there, brother. Give me my map. Give me my map, and you need to keep that map handy. That's as big as we can make it. That's as big as we can make it. Can everybody see that? Okay, let me make sure you can see my handy little. Can y'all see my little? We can't. Can we scooch that down? Can we scooch that down just a little bit? Huh? He's trying. Yeah, let's scooch that down just a little bit while I'm talking here. The average width of the wall was 8.2 feet thick, but it was wider in some places. In the place where it is called the broad wall, it was 23 feet wide. In many places, it had. I could show you pictures, but it was too much to clutter for tonight. But it had the greatness of the wall, and it was raised here and it was raised there, and there was a trail through the middle, so that in defense of itself, the men could stand and the